What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. UFO filmmaker and documentarian James Fox has just dropped a major bombshell about the 1996 Varginha, Brazil UFO case. I've got all the details. Let's jump in. Now, please hit that like button, Vetters. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I put out new videos every week about the UFO phenomena, and I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Let's make that happen. So in today's video, I will be showing you 4 different new clips of James Fox talking about this Brazilian case and the new details that he has coming out about the case. As you know, he made a movie called Moment of Contact, right? I think we all know about that movie. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Okay, I actually interviewed him about that movie on my last podcast, Lone Star Plate. I'll put a link in the description if you want to go check that out. That's actually what inspired me to begin Vetted, right? So kind of cool to see that come full circle. Anyway, I'll be showing you these 4 clips. A couple of them are actually from Brazilian TV and social media posts. So you probably haven't seen any of this, to be honest with you. And the other 2 are just from interviews that, James had done. Because you see, James has been hard at work down in Brazil filming for either a sequel to Moment of Contact, or, as you'll learn later in this video, it might not be exactly a sequel to Moment of Contact. It might be something entirely different, as you'll see a little bit later in the video, so stick with us. But let's get a little refresher about this Brazilian case, right? Varginha, as it's called, or Varginha, 1996. Here's a little refresher if you're not familiar with the case. The 1996 Varginha UFO incident is a widely discussed event in UFO lore, often referred to as Brazil's Roswell. On January 20th, 1996, in Varginha, Brazil, multiple witnesses, including 3 young women, claimed to have encountered strange creatures described as 3 to 4 feet tall, with dark skin, red eyes, and an oily sheen. Locals reported seeing a cigar-shaped craft in the sky beforehand, and rumors spread of military involvement, including the alleged capture of extraterrestrial beings by Brazilian authorities. The incident gained traction due to reports from credible sources, like hospital staff and military personnel, who claimed unusual activity, such as the transport of a creature to a medical facility. The Brazilian military denied any extraterrestrial involvement, attributing sightings to misidentifications, possibly of a disabled person or animals. Investigations yielded no definitive evidence, but the case remains a cornerstone of ufology, fueled by eyewitness testimonies and alleged cover-up claims. All right, now that you're refreshed with this case, let's jump to clip number 1, which just came out very recently. This is just a short teaser from a full interview. I'll put a link in the description, so check it out.
Gotta give us something that you never said in any other show, like something, because this is your audience. Like they love you, they love your movies. So you already almost made me a believer. So let's go, let's make this happen.
I just met with the highest level doctors in Varginha, and I've never told this publicly, that had face-to-face contact with a live alien, and they're coming forward for the first time.
So that's exciting, and that's quite a bombshell. And I can't wait to see what James reveals about this. There's not too much more in the actual interview about that, but this follow-up to Moment of Contact, or this, whatever we're calling it, right? More information about this Varginha case is looking to be quite exciting. All right, let's jump to the next clip.
Intelligence officer, government officers, someone inside the government commented something about moments of contact with you to give you any feedback about that?
Yes.
And
yes, they said it happened. I'm in touch with, right now, 2 American witnesses that were involved in the flight, and I'll leave it at that. USAF, the United States Air Force plane that flew into Campinas on the 20th of January and then back to the United States. If anyone has a photograph of the plane on the tarmac or any information at all, please contact Marco Leal and let us know. We want as much information as we can get because people in America are starting to come forward.
Campinas?
Campinas.
What? Sorry. I mean, no, seriously, guys. Campinas, you know.
Campinas.
Let's move on to clip number 3. Now, this is going to be a Brazilian piece that I've kind of chopped up a little bit to take out some of the parts that weren't translated, and this is just focusing on the interview with James Fox.
Pela quarta vez, o cineasta norte-americano James Fox.
We're very, very excited to be here because never before in history have alleged crash retrieval cases been taken so seriously in the United States. I know there are a lot of people out there that don't believe that it happened. Some people believe it happened, but I want you to suspend judgment and imagine that if it did happen, this would truly be the biggest case, the biggest story in the history of the world, in modern history. So anybody out there who is directly involved, please come forward and contact us. So Marco found the chief of police, and our last time filming 2 years ago, we kept calling, he called back, he disappeared, and then finally this time, a couple days ago, he went on the record to say, yes, I believe this absolutely happened. Yeah, the aliens were recovered, which sounds crazy, I know, but yeah, we believe that's what happened. The time to reach out and make history. It's called a director's cut. It'll be updated to 2025, so there'll be a new release of Moment of Contact with new information, with new up-to-date information. If the person who shot the video comes forward publicly, not anonymously.
Yeah. Se a pessoa que foi e fez, né, esse filme e vier sem ser anônimo, ele aparecer, né, e vir falar que ele tem isso.
And with video.
Com o vídeo.
Of the creature alive.
Da criatura viva ou morta.
That would be $200,000 US.
Vai ser $200 mil que ele está oferecendo.
Somebody wants to come forward anonymously, we will not reveal your identity, and depending on the level of how good we determine the video is, it's between 50 and 100,000.
Se a pessoa quiser vir e não se identificar, e obviamente nós vamos fazer essa análise, dependendo do que for, ele oferece de 50 a 100 mil dólares.
This is the time to reach out and make history.
All right, so quite a few things from that clip, but two of the biggest ones that stood out. If you remember at the beginning of the video, I said stay tuned for more information about Moment of Contact, right? And you just heard James say, right, this is going to be sort of an extended version of Moment of Contact, not necessarily a sequel to Moment of Contact. So that's what he's filming, right? Just stuff to re-release Moment of Contact with additional information. All this new stuff that he's uncovering will be featured in that. I got to be honest, I don't know why you just don't release a second one. It's going to be weird that there'll be different versions out, it might get confusing, I don't know. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the best way to do it, right? I get he wants all that information in the second one. So, I don't know. That's very interesting, right? Or maybe you make a second one, then you release one that combines both, right? It's kind of the full thing. I don't know. You know what? What do I know? Anyway, there you go. There's those details, and as well as offering this bounty, $200,000 bounty, or if you don't show your face and you're anonymous, 50 to 100. But either way, paying for this, and let's see what happens. This is expensive. This clearly is going to be an expensive project for sure, and can't wait to see what happens. Now let's move on to this last clip here. Same thing, Brazilian social media post from Instagram that James shared, and I took the best bits of James just kind of updating on new information about this case.
When I first heard about it in the late 90s, and I was working on my second UFO documentary at the time, to me it seemed impossible that you could have reports of live aliens in broad daylight
in the town of Varginha and the whole world not know about it. I mean, as someone who's traveled the world for over 30 years, I've made 6.5 movies on the topic. What we just heard in Varginha, not anonymously, people are putting their faces on this one. It absolutely just took my mind, and just, if it's true, it's the most incredible thing I've ever heard. I think there's more people that are going to continue to come forward. We just got 4 people for the first time participating, revealing their identity at high levels. Absolutely incredible. I think that the video, whether from the military or from the doctor community, will leak at some point. I'm convinced it will. It'll be released in a few months, and I would say the most compelling, first-hand eyewitness testimony the world has ever heard. But today, I remind the audience, whether you believe it or don't believe it, there have been 3 congressional hearings in the United States, open congressional hearings, 2 of which people have testified under oath to a group of bipartisan lawmakers that there's a crash retrieval program, that we've gotten biologics and alien spacecraft. And I believe Varginha is the best, most well-documented case in modern history.
All right, y'all. Put links in the description to everything. Go check it out for yourself. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll see you in the next one, vetters. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.